Good morning, good morning, good morning. So we've had a lot of Thanksgiving stuff. We've had a lot of ideas about Thanksgiving and gratitude, and we've had a lot of turkey and food, and continuing on wanting to follow the idea of looking at the things that are good in our lives, looking at the things that we're grateful for. I want to talk today about find the good. Find the good, not finding the good, because if you're finding the good, that means you're looking for the good, and you can look and look and look and look and look and no. I want to find it. I want to do it. I want to know the good that's happening in my life. I want to claim it. I want to name it. I want to grab it, and I want to take it in so that I have it. We have so much good. And when we go through life thinking, oh, this is wrong and this is bad and they did that and can you believe what they said over here? And oh my God, I just don't know if I can handle this. Then we blow our lives. We miss it. It's like we're a balloon and we let all kinds of little pinholes come in us and we release all of our energy to this idea that things are not good. One of my favorite phrases is someone's coming in and they're saying, oh, this terrible thing happened in my physical body. The doctors told me I have this. This terrible thing happened in my car, my house, my job, my relationship. Oh, it's just awful. And I go, only good can come from this. But you don't understand. They left me. I'm looking at this thing. No. Only good can come from this. Only good can come from this. If we put a blessing in it, we will get a blessing out of it. If we put a curse in it, we're only going to get a curse out of it. And so what we want to do is train ourselves to find the good. In whatever circumstance is going on, we're the ones that have created this in our lives, whatever it is. So we want to be able to find the good that we created in this experience in our lives. And if we find the good in it, that means that we get the good. This teaching is not for the faint of heart. This teaching certainly is not for the weak or the lazy, because what it requires of us is the ability to be vigilant inside of ourselves, to take hold of our thoughts, to take hold of our words, to choose our actions to be in the direction that we want to go, and to have the wherewithal to pull back if we don't like where we're going, which is based on what we're thinking and what we're speaking and what we're doing. So we've got to have some inner strength. We've got to have some resiliency to be able to say, even though the mob is going off the cliff, I'm not going to go with them. I'm going to choose my own fate. I am the captain of my ship. I determine my destiny. I know what's going to happen in my life. Good, and only good is going to happen to me and in my life, because only good can come from this. Perhaps we should get ready for imminent good. We should awaken in the morning and go, oh my God, good is going to happen. Good is going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but boy, it's going to show up today. It's going to come out of the blue. Good is imminent in our lives because we find it. Because we look for it, but we don't stop at the looking. We go ahead and jump into finding. Look at how many sad faces there are. That's much of the world. And you don't want to be one. And so if you're in this teaching, prepare to stand out. Prepare to be different. That's one reason we like coming here, because the people here are mostly like us. And I know that some sociologists think that's neurotic, but I'm okay with that because there are plenty of people out in the world that are not like us. So I think it's okay to have a little port in the storm called Center for Spiritual Living Asheville, where we can come together and go, only good can come from this. Everything is fine. God's still all that there is. I'm a powerful, creative, spiritual being alive and well on planet Earth, and I'm kicking butt. We're doing great. I did a quick scan for children. Only good can come from this because we have found the good because we have put it in there. It is so important for us. I remember Francis Leahy, before he passed, and he was such a dichotomy. He was a practitioner for many, many years, big, tall Navy guy with his Navy hat on all the time and very deep voice. And he would say, "Barbara, I'm a love finder." And he was. It was his job in life to find the love. And it's our job in life to find the good in whatever the circumstance is, whatever the situation is, whatever somebody is doing, because, things don't happen to us, they happen for us. So if we are a diamond in the rough, some of us rougher than others, but if we're a diamond in the rough needing a little bit of polishing, and we bring into our experience something that requires us to go a little deeper and look a little harder for good, we're just polishing ourselves. We're just smoothing out the rough spots, polishing ourselves up, and getting stronger spiritually. Because it's easy to be negative, it's easy to be angry, it's easy to hold on to feelings of wanting bad things to happen to certain people. It's easy to do that. That doesn't take any finesse or any commitment or any strength at all. But to be able to stand clear and say, only good is here. There's only a blessing. I claim a blessing. There is only that which is for my highest and best. Because the universe can only be for me, because how could the universe be against itself? Then it wouldn't be a universe. It would be a dual verse. One side and the other, fighting against itself. And if you have any idea of how quantum physics works, time and space cannot hold together that way. So we would not be here. The universe must be for itself, which means everything in our life must be for us. Not to us. For us. And so if we've gone out of our way to create something that is for us, then let's go ahead and take it. Put a blessing in it, find the good in it, and reap the harvests of that, in my opinion, high spiritual vibe. Because this teaching is not for the faint of heart. This teaching is for those who are willing to be disciplined to hold themselves up to a higher level. One of the very cool quotes that came from Sri Aurobindo through Ernest Holmes is that transcendence transmutes. That you don't have to work out the details. Transcendence transmutes, it does not rectify. We're not having to work a deal with life. We take our consciousness and we transcend the seeming opposites in life. Oh, my car payment is due and I don't seem to have enough money. Seeming opposites. We transcend them in consciousness. No, this is my opportunity to get really, really clear that I live in an abundant universe where there is more than enough for all. That I always have more than enough to do whatever it is I choose to do. I'm not going to wallow down there in the muck and the mire of that old stinking thinking. I'm going to come up. And I'm going to think a better thought, be in a higher vision, have a better solution because I am looking for good and only good. And frankly, I am delighted about what I've done to create this seeming obstacle so that I can so easily jump over it. Find the good. Find the good in it. Because you can look at anything and badmouth it. You can look at anything and feel like something is happening to you, going against you, taking something from you. No. We are the individualization of spirit, in form as us. Rumi said, you are not the drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in the drop. You're not a piece of God. You are all of God showing up as you. And if that's not good, then what is? What is it when we look around and go, oh, that's bad, bad, bad stuff? That's lazy. That's laziness. And what you're going to get is the demonstration of that. And I don't want you to do that because I want you to have your best life ever. I want you to have more money than you know how to spend. I want you to have a body that jumps out of bed in the morning and says, bring it on. Bring on the day. Let's put on this day and go out and live it. I want you to have relationships where you get lost in each other's eyes. And when you decide to do something, I want every door to open, the red carpet to roll out in front of you, everything to be put together already so that when you show up, it falls into place. And the way that we have that is to find the good. To find the good in each and every circumstance and every situation so that we can live the life that we are meant to live. And I believe we're strong enough. I'm looking around this room going, yeah, it might be, ask a little bit of you. You may have to do a little schedule rearranging so that you've got some time to focus on all the things that you're grateful for. I love your Facebook page, Carrie. Every day for 30 days, she's posting all these things that she's grateful for. That takes time. But what it does is it changes the way that we see the world. And when we change the way we see the world, we change the world we get to see. Did you catch that? Yes. Very important. Very important. Find the good in your life. If you look at your life and you start finding the good, you're going to find that your life changes. You can look at a meager meal and find the good in it, and all of a sudden it's a feast. You can look at a job that maybe wasn't your first choice, but you start finding the good in it, and all of a sudden it turns into this wonderful experience. You can look at people and find the good in them, and they change right before your very eyes. Either that or they leave, and I'm okay with both of those. I remember with my first husband, I did not find the good in him. And then he went off and married somebody else, and I went and saw this guy and went, who are you? Who are you? But if I had been more diligent, if I had had someone tell me I could put good in and take good out of somebody, then I could have had a better breakup with him. Let me not be under the illusion that thing would have worked out, but it wouldn't have been so hard. It wouldn't have been so awful because I would have found the good in it. And in later years, I found great good in him. Absolute great good. Great, great good. But I was the one that had to put it in there. So what I want us to do is to get that we've got the ability to shift our experiences in our lives by looking at what's good about them. Looking at what is positive, what is strong, what is wonderful. What's the gift in this? And there's a gift in everything. There's good in everything. There's a blessing in everything. But if we are not finding it, we have our eyes closed. We have an opportunity each and every morning to awaken and decide what kind of a day we're going to have. Are we going to have a great day where things come together in serendipity and synchronicity and balance and harmony for our best? Or are we going to have a day that everything is just awful? We're at that choice. But that means we have to be conscious upon awakening. You'd think that they go hand in hand, awakened and conscious, but not necessarily. Sometimes we can awaken in the physical form and not awaken spiritually. And so we awaken in the morning and we go, rah, 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 no coffee, the cream went bad, and oh my goodness, my hot water's off, or whatever people's issues are, and they have just screwed up their whole day. Maybe the whole rest of their life. By simply giving in to that mindset instead of, I am at a point of choice right now to decide what kind of day I will have. And so, being the aware spiritual being that I am, I choose to have a fantastic day. Today is a happy day. Today is the best day ever. That's my choice before my feet hit the ground, before I go to the bathroom, before I start looking around for John with my cup of tea, since coffee belongs to some previous life now, my cup of tea. That's my choice, and it is my job to make that choice, to choose it, to choose the life that I want to live, and in so choosing, to have that life. But to do that, we've got to go against all the naysayers, all the drama people, all of the people who are locked into race consciousness. You know, that old limbic brain that says there's a saber-toothed tiger going to jump on me somewhere, and I'm addicted to adrenaline, so I'm going to go around and look for what's wrong so that I can get that rush of being angry and being upset and having that adrenaline rush. We have to go against the grain of that consciousness. I've always believed that we are the light bearers, that we are the ones who are here to usher in a new consciousness for humanity. And that means that we can't wallow in the old consciousness. We have to stand up. We have to create lives that are wonderful. It's our spiritual job to have more than enough money, to have love and laughter and joy, to have fantastic relationships, beautiful, healthy, strong bodies, and to live the life of our dreams. That's our job. To travel, to taste, to touch, to share, to do whatever it is that we feel we want to do. Look at all the people that are told no, and they believe it. No, you can't have enough food. No, you can't live where you want to live. No, you can't be educated. No, your children won't survive. They're told no. We have to say yes. Yes, you can. I don't care what they're telling us. Yes, we can. I don't care what they said. Yes, we can. I don't care what the circumstances are. Yes, we can, because we are going to find the good in it. Why? Because we put it there. We're going to find it because we put it there. We're going to get the blessing because we put the blessing in there. We're going to stay so clear that we know the truth and only the truth, and then watch that show up in our lives. I think it's a fantastic process that we get to have, because we get to make our lives any way that we want them. Anyway. Sometimes, I love you guys, but sometimes I want to just go up and smack somebody on the side of the head and say, really? Really? That's what you're using your amazing power for? You have all of the power of creation at your disposal, and that's where you're going with it? No. Transcendence transmutes. To rise up in that greater consciousness that says all is well, that God is all that there is, that Spirit's right here and right now, that I am a powerful, creative, spiritual being alive and well on planet Earth, that I choose what kind of a day I'm going to have, and I choose what kind of a life I'm going to have because I am paying attention. I love Wallace Wattles. Wallace Wattles wrote the book The Science of Getting Rich. I was just scanning so many things in my head. And I'm going to read you a little bit out of it. It's one of my favorite parts of it. He says, the more gratefully we fix our minds on the Supreme when good things come to us, the more good things we will receive, and the more rapidly they will come. And the reason simply is that the mental attitude of gratitude draws the mind into closer touch with the source from which the blessings come. The moment you permit your mind to dwell with dissatisfaction upon things as they are, you begin to lose ground. You fix attention upon the common, the ordinary, the poor, the squalid, and mean, and your mind takes the form of these things. Then you will transmit these forms or mental images to the formless, and the common, the poor, the squalid, and the mean will come to you. To permit your mind to dwell upon the inferior is to become inferior and to surround yourself with inferior things. On the other hand, to fix your attention on the best is to surround yourself with the best and to become the best. I don't want squalid and sordid and mean, but if I see it in the world, if I focus on it, if I look at it as there's no hope, there's no way out, we're all going to hell in a handbasket, if I look at the world that way, then that's going to be my life. And so I take charge of my thought because it's good for me. People will be to you how you see them. People will be to you how you see them. What kind of people are in your life? Do you have people that are fun, that are happy, that are joy-filled, that are just living the best life ever? Or do you have people that struggle and they're not doing well and they can't be trusted and don't leave them alone with your stuff and all of that? You put that in there. And it's your job to put something else in there. I love the story about what happened in San Francisco in the 1970s when one principal of an elementary school decided to do an experiment. And she gathered 3 random teachers and told them that they were the best teachers in the school. And because of that, they were being given the 3 smartest classes of students. And then she picked kids at random and put them in those teachers' classrooms. By the end of the year, those classrooms had children that were doing better than any other classroom of kids in the school, because the teachers believed that that child was exceptional. They put a blessing in there. They saw the good, and they ignored the rest. And so I wonder, when we look in the mirror, what do we see? What do we find? Do we find the best of us? Do we find the good in us? Or do we find that which maybe someone decided had fallen short? You know, it's a miracle we're all here. I just give us all a pass on whatever happened. We made it this far. We're doing great. We're doing great. And when we look into our lives and we look at the people in our world, what do we see? Do we see the exceptional, top shelf forerunners of spiritual consciousness gathered together and on planet Earth at Asheville CSL? Or do we see, this person's got this thing and that person's got that thing? I recommend you take a look at what you're finding. Take a look at what you're gathering up in the world. Take a look at the people that you are surrounded by. Take a look at how you feel about yourself. Because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that no matter what is happening, only good can come from this. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that everything in our lives is a blessing and is here for us and lifts us up. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is a power within each one of us that can manifest lives that are truly amazing. That anything can be healed, anything can be changed, and anything can be demonstrated and manifested. Because we put it in there. Because it all came from us to begin with. So we put in the blessing, we put in the good, and then we find the good. And so it is.
Thank you, Barbara. That was brilliant. You know, we sang a Native American song when we started. The Native people have a way of acknowledging. We do it with applause, but let's try it their way this morning. What they say is, aho, meaning they agree that they're in alignment with what's being said. Let's give Barbara that. Aho. Yeah, that's wonderful. So who's here for the first time with us today? Hi, guys. Welcome. Where are you from? New Bern. Thank you for finding your way to Asheville today. We're delighted to have you. What are your names? Fairlight, Freddie, and Gwen. Gwen, welcome. We're so glad you're here. That's wonderful. Who else is here? Fran and Bill are here from Atlanta. Welcome, gentlemen. Fort Lauderdale, my mistake. I misunderstood. You're from Fort Lauderdale. We're delighted that you found your way up to the mountains. Thank you for being with us today. Anyone else here for the first time? Well, we're glad that y'all are here. We have a gift for you out at our Welcome Center, so make sure you stop and say hi out there. And we're delighted that you found your way. Thank you so much. So let's have our prosperity acceptors come forward. And I'll grab these checks and envelopes that have come to the center this week. Thank you so much for being here today and for bringing all the good that you bring. And let me talk to these people that are watching us online. If you're watching from a CSL website, there's a donation button somewhere real near where you're watching. So if you push that, you can make a donation, be part of what we're doing here today. If you're watching us on YouTube, then you can go to our website, which is cslasheville.org, and support us there and find lots more resources. So thank you for that. What a great day. Yay. So let's take this in and know the truth of what this is, that as we do this good work, as we share the abundance of our lives with this center, the blessings abound. The center is blessed, we are blessed, and all of the good that comes forward in our lives is so visible and so fresh and alive. We do this dynamic thing called being in the flow, which supports us in having that life that is abundant and prosperous. We have that because we know the truth of who we are, and we allow it to flow in our lives in all ways. And with the certainty that this is so, we proclaim it together by saying these words aloud. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world. And so it is. Thank you.